Tonight, a woman gets a free sofa. A mysterious lump changes everything, and a discovery hidden in plain sight leads straight to the police. It was an ordinary day in the bustling city of San Diego, California. The sun was shining, the streets were busy, and for Laura Mitchell, it was just another step towards settling into her new apartment. Having recently moved into her modest one-bedroom space, Laura was focused on furnishing her new home without breaking the bank. Like many young professionals on a budget, she turned to family for help, and that's when her older brother, Eric, came through with an offer she couldn't refuse: a used sofa he no longer needed. Eric had kept the sofa in his storage unit for years. It was still in decent condition, just a bit dusty, but structurally sound. For Laura, it seemed like the perfect solution. She contacted a local moving company, and within a few hours, the sofa was sitting neatly in her living room. It fit perfectly with her minimalist decor, and after giving it a quick clean, Laura was thrilled. At first, everything seemed normal. The sofa was comfortable, and it quickly became her favorite spot to unwind after work. She'd sit there for hours, watching TV, scrolling through her phone, or enjoying her morning coffee. But after a few days, she started noticing something strange. A small, hard lump hidden deep within the cushions. At first, Laura dismissed it. She assumed it was part of the frame or maybe a clump of padding that had shifted over time. But the more she sat on the sofa, the more the lump seemed to press against her, out of place and oddly shaped. Eventually, curiosity got the better of her. One evening, as she was tidying up, she decided to investigate. She removed the cushions and felt around, tracing the outline of the lump through the fabric. It didn't feel like a typical structural part of the sofa. Her fingers brushed against something solid, rigid, rectangular, and definitely not supposed to be there. Armed with a small pair of scissors, she carefully cut along the seam, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and fear. As the fabric peeled back, Laura's breath caught in her throat. Inside the upholstery was a thick, sealed envelope. Hidden so deeply, it was clear someone had gone to great lengths to conceal it. Her hands trembled as she pulled it out. The envelope was surprisingly heavy. She hesitated for a moment, debating whether she should even open it, but curiosity won. She peeled back the flap, and what she saw inside left her stunned. Stacks of crisp $100 bills, bundled tightly with rubber bands. There had to be thousands of dollars. But that wasn't all. Tucked alongside the cash was a small, unmarked USB flash drive. Panic set in. Laura's mind raced with possibilities. Was it stolen money? Part of a crime? Why it had been hidden so carefully inside the sofa? Desperate for answers, she immediately called her brother. Her voice shook as she explained what she'd found. Eric was just as shocked. He insisted he had no idea about the money or the USB drive. The sofa had been in his storage unit for years, untouched, since he'd bought it secondhand from a local thrift store. Within minutes, Eric was at Laura's apartment, eager to see it for himself. When he arrived and Laura showed him the envelope and the USB, his face went pale. Without hesitation, he pulled out his phone and called the police. Officers arrived shortly after, securing the apartment and examining the items carefully. The money was authentic, but what really caught their attention was the USB drive. They collected everything as evidence and began an investigation. Days later, the police contacted Laura with shocking news. The USB contained encrypted files, which, once decoded by forensic experts, revealed sensitive data tied to illegal financial activities. Specifically, details of money laundering operations and connections to organized crime networks. The files included transaction records, names, and locations that pointed to an ongoing investigation into a criminal enterprise operating across multiple states. The authorities traced the origin of the sofa, which led them back to the thrift store where Eric had purchased it. Further investigation revealed that the sofa had originally come from an abandoned storage unit that had been auctioned off years earlier. The unit had belonged to a man who is now a person of interest in several federal investigations related to financial crimes. It appeared that the man had hidden the cash and the USB inside the sofa, possibly as a way to keep it safe or to hide it from law enforcement, but when he failed to pay the rent on his storage unit, the contents were auctioned off and the sofa eventually made its way to Eric, and then to Laura, completely by accident. The discovery of the hidden money and USB provided law enforcement with crucial evidence, helping to unravel parts of a complex criminal case that had gone cold. As for Laura, the entire experience was surreal. She had gone from moving into her new apartment with secondhand furniture to becoming an unexpected key witness in a federal investigation. "I just thought I was getting an old sofa," she later said. "I never imagined it would lead to something like this." The story made headlines, capturing public attention not just because of the hidden money, but because of how a seemingly ordinary piece of furniture turned out to hold the key to a major investigation. In the end, the authorities confirmed that Laura and Eric had no connection to the crimes and even commended them for reporting the discovery immediately. Would you have done the same if you found a hidden fortune in your furniture? Would curiosity get the better of you, or would you call the police right away? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy real-life stories that reveal the unexpected, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because sometimes the most unbelievable stories are hiding right beneath the surface. Literally.